Hey, folks, welcome to another edition of What's Going On, The Experience here on Fox Sports 1280 and iHeartMedia. And I got my crew in the building. Before I say that, we never give our production staff any credit. We never do that. So this show is being produced by Teddy Bear Productions and The Ryan Show. Ryan be getting it in and is also heard on New Solutions Network. So I just wanted to let you know who the players are. We never really talk about them like that, but thank you, Teddy Bear Productions. Thank you, Ryan Show, and thank you, New Solutions. So as we get started, we got my man out of Houston. You know how we do. We go to Houston to get everybody, like Archie Bell and the Drills. Last couple of weeks, we got Chris Gardner on the basketball tip. Now we got our man, A.D. Moore from the A.D. Max Corner out in Houston, Texas. He does a football segment while Chris covers the basketball. A.D., welcome to
Thank
the
you.
show.
No, I'm
And you ain't
not.
no
No, hey,
stranger.
hey, it's been a while, man. Ryan, you're looking good, player. You know, you go, you letting the
Hey,
razor miss your face a little bit, so that's great. And
yeah, little hair transplant from the top
well,
to the middle.
hey,
You know what I mean?
Nate and us, we just master dogs that just keep hanging on, man. You know what? It just gets gray all over the place, man.
That's how we
That's it.
do, man. Listen, we ain't got no. Listen, I know we getting gray and it's okay. But Ryan, how you doing down there in Long Island Hamptons? How's it going?
Just amazing. I'm so excited for so much great football, Nate. I can hardly contain myself.
Well, AD, we're gonna start with some college football, and because our man ain't here today, Mr. Greg Vaughn, a Major League Baseball player that hit 355 home runs, he's a graduate of the U, and I know he is excited, as pleased as punch to be in the national championship. As a matter of fact, a little birdie told me if the U don't win it in their backyard, they don't get to claim that they the real U. So I don't know about all of that nonsense, AD. But the game will be in their backyard, AD, and they got to go against Indiana and the
Yeah.
Heisman Trophy winner.
Well,
What do you think
here's
about
the
that?
interest. My former boss, when I was over at Texas Southern University, he was the vice president of finance. He's a U graduate. Played under Snellenberger, and I called him. Right after. Yeah,
Okay,
I
Howard.
called him right after the game. In fact, I called him when they went to College Station and took the Aggies down, and then, they took and they took Ohio State down. Now where they are right now, and I call him. I say, so man, are you going down there? He said, man, you know how much them tickets going for a game? He said, them tickets, the seats are $5,000 a seat, and that's the cheap seats. So and
That's the seats
yeah,
over
that's
in the
that's way up
nosebleed
at the
section.
top, man. And like I said, well, couldn't you call your guy Ray Lewis, man, or some of them other ones? He say, look, it'll probably be more ex Canes, I mean former Canes, shall I say, on the sideline as opposed to worker who's eligible to play. Ain't no killing. They may find some guys that still have eligibility left, man, and want to get out there and want to play for that, man.
That sounds like some hurricane stuff. Now, hold on. The interesting thing for me is that, and Ryan, help me out with this. Indiana. Wait a minute. I just got to go there for a quick second. Now, Ole Miss. That was a good game. That was a really good game. But when we came to that Miami Indiana game, I mean that Indiana
Hmm,
Oregon game, and they the Ducks, right? That's what they
correct.
call them, Oregon Ducks. Well, their name is the Peking Ducks, because they got served up like Chinese New Year's on a platter. They got spankety spank spank, as we say down south. They got a mud hole stomped in their asses. Am I
Well,
right, AD? They got a mud
Here's
hole
here's the, here's
stomped
the
in them.
thing that sort of got me. The kids from JMU and the kids from Tulane, everybody sort of poo-pooed on them for getting in, and but at least they scored. And at least I know it was garbage time when they put their respective scoring drives together. I understand all that, but the product that Oregon, the Ducks, put out there last night,
You mean the Peking
whatever
Ducks?
the dead ducks, the dead ducks, the way they, hey man, you know what, at halftime I just started watching hockey, man. I flipped because I got the sports mix, man. So I had it all up. I went to the sports mix and I started watching hockey the second half, and I just periodically would look up, oh darn, you done scored again. Oh, okay. I mean, it was. I was just really sort of flabbergasted, man, as to, and I know IU has a good, strong team. That's what happened when you got fifth year seniors on your team. That's the product of having a fifth year seniors on your team.
Well, the thing that got me too was that fact that Oregon can get out of their own way. The score was abominable, but they made so many turnovers in the first 5 minutes, Ryan, of the
Yeah,
game.
The first
first
snap.
play,
Right?
first play,
The
Okay.
first
first
snap was
play,
literally everyone.
absolutely.
So right.
D'Angelo Pons
Uh-huh.
jumped the throw 11 seconds into the game. And at this point, I wonder where our new favorite quarterback is going to get drafted at this point. Mendoza. Mendoza was pretty much flawless. See, he threw 17 from 20 from the field with 5 touchdowns. And look, I know we're like kind of making fun of the Ducks a little bit, but
No,
that's not a shabby team.
no,
They had a hell of a run.
and
Mhm.
So I ask you guys this, not to jump too far ahead to NFL, but judging by what we saw of Mendoza's play in the semifinals, what do you guys think? Do you think he's going to be the top pick in the NFL draft?
Now I'm gonna let AD take that because AD covers quarterbacks every week and he sees CJ Stroud. So AD, give me your perspective because you know QBs,
well,
bro. This is what
here's
you
the thing.
do.
You know what Mendoza? You know what Mendoza reminds me of? A big, young Roman Gabriel, because he stands in the pocket. And
Mm.
he's sort of reminiscent of the old throwback in the NFL when they wanted your quarterback 6'4", Boomer Esiason, or those type that just stands in the pocket and just
Mm-hmm.
stands up and just throws the rock, man. And so, you know, after looking at the Michael Vicks and you name it, the C.J. Strouds and all the rest of them, Jalen Hurts that's been come in the league and changed the league, he's sort of gonna be like a throwback, and he's shown that he can run. He's shown he can use his legs. But really, to me, and I just
Mm-hmm.
use Roman Gabriel as that pump, but he's sort of that old standard NFL quarterback at 6'4", 230, and just stands in the pocket and just, yeah,
Terry Bradshaw. That's that
yeah.
Bradshaw. Just throw the ball. You know you're gonna get hit, but I'm gonna stand in the pocket. And Ryan, you know what's excellent about this kid? He makes the freaking throws. Ryan, he can make the throws, right, guy.
He's accurate. He's definitely an accurate quarterback. So the Raiders guys haven't drafted a quarterback in the first round since the notorious Jamarcus Russell.
Oh man, that
So
guy
there's
6'8" and out of shape. He just went to McDonald's every day.
I was hoping he was going to be. I used to love Jamarcus when he was coming into the NFL.
He
I
went
really
to
had high hopes for the guy.
McDonald's every day.
He
Him
had
and your
a
man out of New Orleans, man, Zion Williamson. They mistakes to stay at Mickey D's. That's just the problem. But
But
the
it's
Raiders,
the same question though, Nate. Like we wonder a guy like this that isn't this supreme talent. Mendoza, seems to be more of a system quarterback. Is he going to go to a place like the Raiders that just got rid of Pete Carroll? There's obvious instability. And is he going to be successful? Because it seems that a solid franchise with a solid foundation is what leads to a great quarterback. A great coach is what leads to a great quarterback. And before we go too far ahead, I'm going to save this for later, but it makes you wonder where John Harbaugh is going to go. It makes you wonder where some of these other quarterback or, I guess you'd
coaches.
say QB coaches that are head coaches are going
Well,
to go.
Ryan,
So,
here's the
it's
question.
exciting
Actually,
times.
and really, we're talking about Mendoza. How impressive? How impressed is a guy? Uh, just had a brain lock. Because no.
From Ole Miss.
Tom Brady. How impressed with
Dante
Tom
Moore?
Brady gonna be with Mendoza? That's who's gonna make the selection. So how impressed
Yeah.
will
That's
Tom
right.
Brady be with him? Because if anybody knows that role and that position, Brady knows it. And so let's see how Brady evaluates this kid. Okay. And
Speaking of a guy that was the sixth
Exactly.
round draft choice and got a bunch of Super Bowls, and you know how usually those first 2, 3, 4 rounds don't
right,
necessarily always
right.
work out as a quarterback. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like it's the ultimate crapshoot. But if you look at that kid, he might be able to do something. But I want to go right back to the college thing for a quick second because I want to go to Ole Miss just before we get out of here, right? And you know, Lane Kiffin ain't doo-doo. That whole scenario was crap. How you have half the guys coaching and on their way out the door. I thought that was like so bogus. But kudos to those young people for keeping their heads together. I want to say that because people talk about college athletes all no. Those young brothers kept their heads together. They stayed on the same path, even though their coach left them in a lurch, took half the squad with them. So I just want to give a shout out to Ole Miss. And I also want to give another shout out to Trinity Chambliss, Ryan, and AD. And I'm going to ask you guys this as we close. AD, should he get a 6-year?
He's appealing. He was initially turned down. My understanding he's going to appeal that. Why not? Because if you go back, and I'm going to say this, Indiana team is full of fifth-year seniors. Go back and look. Go back and that's a bunch of. You see what happens when guys stay around. So yeah, I mean, you've allowed these other kids to stay around for 5 and 6 years. So I think the kid deserves a shot. Yeah,
Some people 7 years.
So
what do you think, Rye Guy?
Yeah, at this point, you might as well, right? I mean, even Carson Beck. You know, sometimes it takes 5, 6 years to get these guys developed. And if they're making more money than they'll ever make again, maybe for the rest of their lives, stay in football.
But Ryan,
stay there. Get that money, boys.
That was what I was getting ready to say. He's getting ready to pocket $5 million. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what you get as a 5th round draft choice. Ryan got looked it up for me. But $5 million, your squiller, I'll take that all day, every day on that 6-year, boss. I ain't coming out to the NFL and I can get me some more cheddar in the end, and I guess I should say the junior NFL.
Okay. It's a cold world out here, guys. If you're not an athlete, it's a cold world. Stay in school, boys.
Right. AD, the junior NFL league. I mean,
wait. Yeah. Hey, wait, and look here. And a case in point, you're talking about, you know, what the bag that he will get from NIL if he stays. Look at what Texas Tech, even though they got shut out, you know, they didn't score in the run. Look at how they took their NIL, and some folks say if you spend your money right, look at what happened to Texas Tech, and that's where my son graduated from. So I really paid a lot of attention to Texas Tech, but I paid a lot more attention to what they've done with their NIL money and the way they put it together, and look what it brought them. You know, so hey, kudos.
It brought them close to the national championship. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more football. Obviously, we got the wild card coming up. That's why I got AD here, because the Texans are playing old behind Aaron Rodgers. And if y'all don't beat old ass Aaron Rodgers, I don't know what to tell you. We're taking a quick break. We'll be right back. And I need to see what AD's going to say. Will they do it or won't they? Fox Sports 1280. What's going on? The show of shows with the crew. Hey, welcome back, folks. This is Nate Brown Jr. with Fox Sports 1280 and iHeartMedia. You got my man A.D. Moore out of Houston from the A.D. Max Corner in the building. And don't forget, we got Ryan V. down in NYC. Greg Vaughn is going camping this week. The life they live as athletes in Vegas. They get to go camping. And we get to do a show where it's snow. But in Houston, I was listening to the broadcast. It's 58, they say, tomorrow. I'm like, what? I'll take that all day, every day, Ryan.
It'll be 42 in the morning, guys, because they running the marathon in the morning. They running the they running the marathon.
Oh my goodness, it's 42.
It might be a new record set in the marathon here, man. Come on.
It's gonna be so cold at 42, Ryan. I'm shivering. Okay.
You don't know what to do when it snows down. Absolutely. The whole world shuts down.
Absolutely.
A little bit of snow.
Man. But speaking of shutting down, man, I don't know who's gonna win the Super Bowl this year. I'm just gonna say it like that. I don't know who's gonna win. I don't got no horse in the race other than I don't know who's gonna win. But I will say this. I'm 2 for 3 of my predictions. Last week, as I told Ryan, they was gonna get rid of John Harbaugh, and they did. And I also told Ryan that San Francisco was going to get waxed by Seattle. That happened. So I had a pretty good run. Now, I don't bet, but I had a pretty good run. And you say, why did I hedge my bet on John Harbaugh? Because the writing was on the wall. If you understand sports, and AD, you and I cover sports a long time, you know when the writing is on the wall. I told my compadres that Baltimore was going to rotate the campsite. That's my metaphor for getting another head coach in that bad boy. Okay, because you could see AD that him and my man Lamar, who I need a translator for, was not on the same page.
Well,
You can look at them and tell they weren't on the like quarterback. You can look. There was something going on, but it wasn't a connection,
well,
as far as I'm concerned.
no, like what Harbaugh was at, what, 18 years? All right, that
18
speech
years.
has probably started to get a little stale on some of the players. Okay, you don't have,
The one with the
yeah,
Zulu spear speech.
you don't have a Ray
I'm
Lewis in
just,
the house anymore. You don't have those type of players anymore that can basically go back. Okay, we know what Harbaugh done said, but you don't that statue of a player or those type of players there are no longer there in the house. And here's the other thing: the dominant Raven defense that we have been used to seeing is really not as dominant anymore as he once was, guys. I mean, that they have issues. So I think it's got to be some overhauling there. And here's the other thing, Nate. You mentioned I didn't, and you said that you had predicted he would get fired a couple of days before that game. A former beat writer who's down here in Houston heard from the grapevine and from the scuttlebutt, and he said, "Hey, man." And he said, and when I walked up to him, I say, Aaron, he said, that's what I've been hearing. He said things were, he said, so he wasn't surprised that Harbaugh got cut loose, man. He really wasn't.
well, Ryan, can I get my flowers? Because what did
Hey,
I
you
say,
did
Ryan?
call it. You
Ryan, did
did
I?
call it. I know they're right.
And
You
I
say
called
they're
Ryan, but I called like a month ago, AD, because I got
Right.
connection to Baltimore. I'm telling you, I got my little B-more connection. And they was like, yo, either Harbaugh's going or Lamar. That's what the scuttlebutt was. Either Harbaugh or Lamar. And I knew when he missed that field goal, Ryan, Harbaugh was out of there.
That's the whole thing and this is why I didn't think he was going to go. There were all-time blunders behind a lot of these epic losses over the past few seasons, from people dropping the ball to missing field goals. And when you have a guy that's that stable and stabilizes a franchise for 18 years, wins a Super Bowl, constantly makes the playoffs, for them to fire him over not making it in the 2025 season, to me just seems extremely disrespectful. Or maybe, like you said, Lamar Jackson is tired of him as the coach. Maybe they feel like they hit the ceiling, and that's the most they're going to get out of Lamar Jackson.
Well,
As a
it's funny
Giants
you said
fan,
that, right?
I'm
Because,
very happy. As a Giants fan, I'm
oh,
extremely
yeah.
happy. And I think our biggest competitor is Miami in the race to getting Harbaugh at this
Well, no,
point,
It
no,
because
could
you
no,
be,
guys
no.
operate.
hey, Ryan,
No, because let
it
me
could be
finish. I'm going to
Arizona
cut you off right
Cardinals
there.
because
I'm going to cut both
It
of you
could,
off.
well, there's a lot of reasons why they're
And,
thinking Miami has some ties to some former of the former GM that he had worked with in the past, and they're just willing to break the bank. A guy like
well,
Harbaugh, the Giants haven't really been known to spend exorbitant amount of monies on a coach. Harbaugh's demanding 20 million per year and needs a budget of 10 million for the assistant coaches. And not a lot of people expected Harbaugh to come out and say that, considering how much money the guy already made in his career. You'd think he'd just want to
okay.
go to a
Here's
great
the
quarterback.
deal. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Let Buffalo lose. They're going to lose to Jacksonville. When Buffalo loses to Jacksonville, what better way to open up that new stadium, AD, which you're going to be in, and you're going to give me credentials for because I'm going to be from Houston. You know how you do. Buffalo be hating on you, man. You know how they do me. Hey, Nate's with me at Houston. They're going to open up that new stadium with John Harbaugh as their coach if McDermott don't get this squad to the Super Bowl. That's my prediction.
uh, is
Well,
Harbaugh, can Harbaugh bring y'all a defense that's going to stand up and be a Super Bowl?
That's not what I'm saying. That's I don't no no. I understand what you're saying. This is optics. New stadium. Okay. The last shot. If I can get some decent defensive players in Buffalo, I'm gonna keep my quarterback in Josh Allen because this the last because the window for him is definitely closing. There's no Patrick Mahomes. There's no what's my boy named Joe Burrow. There ain't no dudes that he got to battle like he used to battle. Okay. So now, if they don't get it done now, because their defense right now stinks, and that's why I think Jacksonville's going to beat them, I think that's going to be the landing spot for Harbaugh with that new stadium. AD, say something. Tell me what you think.
I say Arizona. But wait a minute, I'm gonna be candid with you
Okay.
guys. I'm not gonna pay Harbaugh $20 million. No, I'm
Oh no.
okay. Yeah, I know you got 18 years in. I understand all of that. And you know what? It's enough young upshot, guys is coming on, and I know everybody done jumped out there and gone crazy on because Harbaugh is on the market now. For my 20 million, if I'm the owner, yeah, we're gonna have a now. We will talk and we're gonna have a sit down and have a conversation. But if am I gonna give him $20 million? If I think if I can get me some of these young guys up, no, I won't do it. I'll take my shot. I'll take my chance with a couple of one of these young guys because Harbaugh is not gonna guarantee you a Super Bowl going forward. He's not.
But he creates elite quarterbacks. And this, as a Giants, I totally agree with what you're saying. If I'm the Arizona Cardinals, no way. But if I'm the New York Giants and I have a quarterback like Jackson Dart that needs somebody like Harbaugh to bring out the best version of him, I'm just so sick of the Giants hiring wide receivers coaches and offensive coordinators. Like, enough is enough. Get somebody in there that knows what they're doing, that knows how to develop a quarterback. Pay the man $20 million a year and $10 million to his assistants
Let's go
it's
back.
New York and you can afford it.
Let's go back to what you both said. Tom Brady. So if I'm going to draft my quarterback, I'm going to get my coach. So I'm going to ride. So if I'm going to draft Mendoza, he's pocket quarterback, throwback. Then I'm bringing in John Harbaugh, and I'll give him $20 million because it's the Raiders, and the Raiders stink. The Raiders stink. All the Raiders got to win is 8 or 9 games. People will love them. The Raiders stink.
Not as good a fit, though. I would think that Jackson Dart is a way better fit. After coming off of coaching Lamar Jackson, I think that Jackson Dart's a better fit.
Yeah, but if you want that $20 million, you ain't getting it from the Giants, AD. You're getting it from the Raiders.
Heck, wait a minute. The Raiders are paying what 6 coaches now that used to be there. Aren't they? Wait a minute. I think it's 8. I mean, hey man, it's like a rap. It's like a top 10 rap sheet on coaches that are still getting paid by the Raiders, man. I mean, you go to the post office, you see their pictures up on the wall in the post office, man. The coaches still getting paid, man, by the Raiders. So give me a break, man.
The Raiders still getting paid by the Raiders.
There's still restaurants giving out endorsements to half the coaches.
Okay, so let's go right here, quick thing. Rams versus the Panthers. AD.
Rams.
Give me your pick on that.
Because
Why?
I was in SoFi Stadium the first game of the year when the Texans played them, and really the Texans made enough mistakes against them, and I just think the Rams is a much better. I think the Rams can go into Carolina there and knock them out. I just feel like that, man. Watching them and that front 7 of the Rams will get after you, and I think they'll get after the Panthers too.
Mm. Okay, Ryan.
We're pulling the curtain back, folks. Yeah, at the time of this recording, the game has not been played. So I'd like to give some Nostradamus prediction here.
Yeah, because you can't be Blackadamus. You got to be Nostradamus. You can't.
I'm Whitstradamus.
I'm Blackadamus. Okay, I'm just saying.
But
get your roles right, brother.
In terms of who I think is going to win this game, I agree spot on with AD. I think it's Matthew Stafford's year. I think we're going to see a Matthew Stafford playoff this year, and he might cement himself as one of the great quarterbacks of our time. Like you said earlier, Nate, I don't think either of us has horses in the race right now, so I'm rooting for Matt Stafford right now.
Okay, so I'm going to take the Panthers. Just to be that guy. I'm going to be him. I'm going to take the Panthers because I do like Bryce Young. I do like their little running game, and you're right. The Rams got a heck of a defense, but I'm going to go and I'm going to take the Panthers in that game. Okay, so AD. Packers. Bears.
Hey, because... Why? Jordan Love is just coming back off of concussions, and you know what? And I'm gonna tell you something. If Willis is a nice quarterback, but remember we down in Houston we won without CJ Stroud for going on 3 weeks, man. And so for him to come back, and it took him a while to get situated in the game. Is this the game you want Jordan Love to come back in, and it's a playoff game, one and done? You either win or you go home and wash your uniform. So I'm sticking with the Bears.
All right, Ryan, tell me who you got and then take a break. I can't hear you.
Sorry about that, guys. It's been since 1941 since the Bears defeated the Packers in the playoffs. And I think history is finally about to repeat itself because the energy in Chicago is about to be insane.
Okay, so you're going Bears. Let's
I'm
make
going
that.
Bears. I
Let's
feel like
make that. Let's
they
make
got to
that
win this for the
a
city.
triple, because I'm thinking that Caleb Williams is starting to, come into his own. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we got to do Bills, Jaguars, 49ers, Eagles, Chargers, Patriots, and of course Texans, Steelers. This you listen to what's going on, the experience here on Fox Sports 1280, iHeartMedia, and all platforms. You can go to our platform, what's going on there, our streamline joint. You can even catch us on AD's joint. We'll send you the link too. We'll be right back. Don't go no place. Hey, welcome back for our third segment of what's going on in the experience here on Fox Sports 1280. And I want to make sure I got my clock going right here. Okay, my clock is working. What are we doing? We got it. Boom, we started. All righty, folks. Hey, this segment is being brought to you by. Who's it being brought to you by? The Senior Life Episcopal Communities. That's who it's being brought to you by. If you need some information on that, give them a call at 585-546-8400. EpiscopalSeniorLife.org. They got 11 locations throughout Monroe County. Get it in. Great activities, art, aquatics, dementia support, education, exercise, healthy classes. I need all of that. I'm 70. I'm there. All righty. Ryan. Okay. We're going to be talking about the rest of the NFL. So, AD, I'm going to get you up first. I need to know, can the Texans put a certain something on the Steelers? Because I love their defense. And I just think I just want somebody just to slam Aaron Rodgers and get a
Uh,
penalty. Somebody got to take a penalty. No.
no,
Somebody got to take a penalty.
yeah. I know without a doubt. I think the Texans can go into a surer field. I still want to call it Heinz Field. I know it's not. They got a different.
And I want
Yeah,
to call
well,
it Three River Stadium. See, I still want
hey
to call
Ryan,
it
that's
Three
how old
Rivers.
we
So
are. We going back to we all the way back to the names on Three River and all the rest of them. Yeah, the Texans. I think the Texans.
And that shows how old I am too.
Yeah,
I still call it Three Rivers
no,
too.
but I
So
think
I feel you.
absolutely. I think the Texans defensively can go in there. Kamara Lassiter will be starting back at corner tomorrow, Monday night. So to me, that's a
okay.
plus. CJ, I think, has worked out some things with his deal, and I think the Texans. I think defensively, I think these guys are going to come out there and show you something because I think for the most part, they've been playing. After those first three losses, the Texans been playing win or lose. At the end of the, so they've been in this mode.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
every game
they've
they've
been
been
in playoff
playing.
mode after them three losses to work themselves back in. So I think they're ready. I think they're locked on. In fact, I just feel like they'll take them down. I really think they'll take them down.
All right, Ryan. What's your prediction, Ryan guy? Because I know you're an Aaron Rodgers fan and you love Mike Tomlin. So, what do you think?
I do. I love Aaron Rodgers. I love Mike Tomlin. I hope that Houston Texans defense doesn't hit my man into a flashback because it's pretty powerful. They've only allowed 17.4 points per game this year.
17, bro. And
They're
you
number one according to
Pittsburgh
most.
be on some anemic stuff. And even though they got your boy back, what's the name that they miss? What's the receiver that's coming back?
You talk about Metcalf.
DJ. What's the
He's back
Metcalf?
off, yeah,
DJ Metcalf. So
off of
Metcalf is coming
BS,
back.
which we talked about last week. That
And,
man
and
should that
they
man
need
in the
Metcalf.
crowd should have been smacked by the other fans. But yes, I love Aaron Rodgers. He's just and he's the flashes of brilliance to me. I feel like they just have to hang in there and hope that Aaron Rodgers can take them for a winning drive. They've got to hold on as tight as they can to get the best version of Aaron Rodgers, which hopefully is going to come out in the fourth quarter because he is starting to look a little bit old. It's the end of the season. He played 16 games, which is just an amazing accomplishment after the injury that he had to come back a few years later and play like this.
But Ryan,
I feel like it's CJ Stroud's time, guys. I feel like Stroud's about to start to cement himself in this playoffs.
The funniest thing that we watched, it was crazy. When Aaron tried to escape the first time and he just couldn't do it, and he just sat there, and my man just tackled the hell out of him, like, get out of here. And he was like, he just stopped, like, okay, I'm not even going to try to go. The second time he scrambled, he did get outside the pocket, and he had the angle on the guy, ran his ass outside. So Aaron ain't no dummy. He knows how to stick around and do what he got to get done. But I got a feeling, and I said this at the beginning of the season when I first saw Houston. I don't know why, but I think Houston's going to the Super Bowl. I'm just going to say that right now. That's just me. Hey, that's how I do. For some reason, the Texans just because defense win championships. They always say that. And I think D'Amico Ryan, I remember when I met him too. Um, I want to thank you for that, AD. He's just the nicest cat, man. And I want to see him do well. He's just like the way he interacts with his players. Like I said, thanks for AD when they played Buffalo about a season or two ago. I was up there because AD invited me, not the damn Bills. And to see the way they interacted with their coach. And I think they might
Well,
have
no,
lost that game
they
to
lost the
AD
game in
against
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
We don't.
Right. But they didn't sulk Ryan. They didn't do any of those things. They were like, okay, because I was in the locker room. They're like, yo, we're gonna get them next time. They on our radar. So I think that for some reason, I don't know, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I just like the Texans in the Super Bowl, which means they got to beat the Chargers versus the Patriots. So who you got in that one, Ryan?
Chargers, Patriots. I mean, I'm going to have to go with the Patriots on that one. Just a well-oiled machine at this point. And as much as I like Justin Herbert, I mean, if he's going to prove himself, now is the time. No silly turnovers, no inept interceptions. Protect the damn football. But I mean, this is Drake May's year. I said it earlier that it's Matthew Stafford's year. Well, this was Drake May's regular season, and now we get to finally see him under some real pressure with the big lights on. But the Patriots pass game is just monstrous. I don't see the Chargers being able to cover them. The Patriots run game just bludgeoned for 250 yards, I believe, last week.
Yep, last week.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not looking good for the Chargers right now. And the brother of the recently fired Harbaugh. Harbaugh number 2 at this point in the NFL.
What say
Chargers,
you, my brother
and
from Texas?
I'm gonna tell you why. I think the Patriots have been the benefit of playing a sort of a and I mean
soft schedule.
everybody in the NFL. I mean, don't misunderstand me. Everybody's getting paid. I think the Chargers are a benefit of having that fourth or fifth place schedule. But here's the other thing, and I know on this block, conceivably we've been sitting back thinking the Texans are the fifth seed. Conceivably, the Texans, if things fall right, the Texans could be playing for the AFC Championship at home if everything falls into place, guys. The Texans conceivably could be at home playing for the AFC Championship if the top seeds got knocked out, and they got to get started. If the Chargers go ahead and handle their business, and if the Broncos and whoever the lower seed that they handle the Broncos and where the Texans wind up at. If everything falls right and if the top 4 seeds get knocked out and the Texans be there, Texans will be at home playing for the AFC Championship.
Okay, so we got about 3 more minutes in this segment. Let's go with the 49ers versus the Eagles. Ryan, you first.
Well, we just saw what the 49ers are capable of, and that is a major letdown. We saw what the Eagles were capable of last year. They don't look like the same team, but Jalen Hurts has a wealth of playoff experience. He's a Super Bowl champion. In terms of the 49ers, they have a great offense, but their defense isn't that scary. And you're dealing with Saquon Barkley. You're dealing with not just Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts with weapons. And there's injuries. Trent Williams is questionable. That's a big loss for the 49ers. And the Eagles just seem to be a little bit healthier.
Okay.
If I had to make a prediction, I'm going to say 28-24. The 49ers are going to lose to the Eagles in this super wild card game.
I'm going with Channelview. I'm going with the pride of Channelview, Texas, and that's Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, man. Until somebody knock them off, they're the bell cow of the National Football League right now. Until somebody knock them off.
Okay, so I'll go with the Eagles too, but that's gonna be a good game, I think. Hey, before we leave, Bills, Jaguars, AD first.
I'm hopefully I would like Buffalo to go ahead and knock them off because again, that's my scenario in order for the Texans to get to play the AFC Championship at home. So I'm hoping Buffalo can go in there and actually take care of them.
All right, Ryan, what do you think?
Well, I mean, we've talked about this too. Everyone was talking a lot of smack about Josh Allen. Just because I want to make Ryan from week 12 a proud and happy Ryan, I think I did predict then that this might be the Bills' year. I said I had no horses in it twice today, but I'm going to flip-flop and say, yeah, the Bills are going to take this one. This could be it. I'm hoping so bad that Josh Allen finally gets a Super Bowl because, like we said earlier, there's not one super ultra dominant team, and the path to the Super Bowl is there for Josh Allen. There's no Pat Mahomes to stop him this time.
All I
So
know
I
is
don't think
this.
it's going to be Trevor Lawrence because he doesn't have as many weapons. The Bills have not just Josh Allen, but they've got a tremendous run game right now. I'm going to have to definitely
But
go with the Bills
but
over the Jacksonville
all right,
Jaguars.
I'm gonna go with Jacksonville. I'm gonna tell you why the Bills ain't got no D to me, fellas. I'm sorry. The Bills defense is mad suspect. There's holes in a minute. It's like a penny with a hole in it. Okay, that was a record back in the day. It's a penny with a hole in it, and the Bills got a penny with their defense in it. We're gonna get out of here and take another quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna do some NBA and a little bit of SU basketball. Plus, the Knicks are slipping. Don't catch them slipping, y'all. We'll be right back. Fox Sports 1280, iHeartMedia. Hey, folks, welcome back for our final segment. Hey, fellas, did we do our prediction for the national championship game? I don't think anybody made their prediction. Did y'all make your predictions for that Miami-Indiana game, Ryan?
I don't think we actually picked a prediction.
So
I'm
who
going
you
to
going
say,
with, Ryan?
I hate to do it to you, Greg, but I'm going to have to say Indiana. I just think it's a better team. That Miami's had a hell of a run, but I think it's going to come to an end due to the great young Mendoza slinging the rock.
All right. So I see what AD going. AD
Do
going with
you?
the U. All right. AD, why you going? Why you going with the U,
Because
AD?
you know what, I'm thinking back to them days when Jerome Brown them came out, came off the plane in the fatigues. I mean, I'm old enough to remember all that. I'm old enough to remember when Sports Illustrated did that long expose on them, talking about they wanted to have them. Yeah,
And
and
they
they have them
handed to
banned.
you.
Since Sports Illustrated is now, I don't even. I mean, it's not that same bellwether of a magazine that it once was, but the U is back. So you know what? They might be a lot nicer now, but I'm still going with the U. It's just something about those guys, something about that team, and
Okay.
I like that swagger, and plus the fact the way they came into Texas and went to Kyle Field and just destroyed the Texas A&M Aggies, man. I mean, come on.
Okay, okay. And you saw
Yeah.
that bad boy firsthand. Listen, man, I'm gonna go with the U because our co-host is here. So our co-host Greg, he's an alumni. But as I said last week, I need all cameras off when Michael Irving is beating on any kind of inanimate object and taking off his shirt. I just need all because as I said last week, Mike, you're a little too old for that, my brother. You're damn near 60, so you shouldn't be. Now, granted, but to be 60, you buff. Don't get it twisted. You all right, but player beating on the Gatorade thing. Come on, man. That's juvenile. But and you got your bachelor's degree too, like I said. So I'm gonna go with the U on that one. But speaking of going with the U, and I don't know, man. Y'all know I'm a Knicks fan, and I'm not really
Yeah, yes,
grieving
yeah,
because
yeah.
I said that
Now you
NBA
grieving.
Cup thing
Now
takes up.
you grieving.
No, 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 no,
Not yet.
not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Ad, not yet. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I told Ryan this. I said all that cup stuff takes a lot out of you. That's the first thing. Second thing is they are down Josh Hart and my man Shamu. I call him Shamu. That's Shamlin. I call him
That cup
Shamu.
stuff takes a lot out of you. It's the only
No,
time
no,
they play basketball in the entire regular season.
no. And what
Oh
I
my
mean
God,
by
they have to
that
play
is no,
defense for
no,
2 games.
no. What I mean by that, all those cup players never went on to win a chip. Because something's going on with that little scenario when you spend your time trying to get there, and then the real reason is you're going after the NBA ring. And I don't know how that shakes out because the season ain't over yet. But I know one thing: the Knicks have had injuries, but I'm not going to blame it on the injuries too much, gentlemen. And I'm not going to even blame Mike Brown because it's the same record basically that Thibodeau had, and I'll call it for his fire. Remember, Ryan? Same record, almost identical. The
It
Knicks
looks like
stink.
such a better team. It was a bad loss against the Suns.
No,
They
but the
lost. They were
Knicks stink. No,
outworked.
no. The Knicks stink on defense. That's it. The Knicks stink on. They have lost 4 out of 6 games. They stink on defense. They're not moving their feet. McHale ain't doing what he usually does. Mitchell, last night I watched the Knicks get 5 offensive rebounds, gentlemen. 5. Kicked it back out. Didn't name nobody hit a 3-pointer. I'm like, could somebody just drive? How about you drive to the cup, player? I know it's like foreign to you, But if ain't nobody checking you out there, just maybe drive a couple of feet in and take a 12-footer.
Now,
I don't know,
well,
AD.
Nate. Here's the
That's
thing
what I
about the
think.
NBA has become basically a two-shot league. Either going to be a dunk or it's going to be a three-point play. That I mean, when you look at Wembanyama out here shooting threes and he's 7'5", I mean,
That's
and I
crazy to
mean,
me.
the kid is talented enough to do it. But I mean, I think a team that can come in, and I think that's what made OKC such a threat, because they got a couple of guys who can shoot that mid-range shot. I mean, everybody's not going to be Steph Curry, and I think basically what we got an overabundance of guys want to duplicate Steph Curry. It's only one Steph Curry, guys. I mean, and that's it, and he's on his way out.
It's for what it's worth. They're taught to do this because it's efficient. If you're going to be shooting all those 3-point shots, there's a certain amount that are going to go in. So mathematically, the analytics nerds are essentially telling them to ruin a beautiful game of basketball by, like you said, attempting threes and taking it to the rack and dunking. And who's the one team that really has had OKC's number all year?
San Antonio
San
Spurs.
Antonio?
Spurs have been working those boys. So I totally get what you're saying, and it's frustrating to watch, especially I can imagine you guys have seen even greater, more fundamental basketball than I got to grow up watching. But yeah, it's to me, I think that it's just the evolution of the game, and hopefully they can all take it up a notch and turn the defense on in the playoffs. Like you mentioned, Nate, like, oh, they go so hard to win the NBA Cup. That's the only time it really seems that everybody's going hard out.
That's the point I'm making.
Oh, good. Let them. Good. There should be, if that's the case, then make there more in-season tournaments or something.
But
Something to make 82 games more worth watching.
This, as a basketball savant like me, you shouldn't be waiting to no cup to play D. Defense should be played all day, every day. Okay, you as Big Perk say, move them puppies. AD.
Well,
Perk from Texas.
Well, wait a minute, guys. Here's the other thing, and this is gonna be my pet peeve moment. Guys, okay, maybe I can play 65 games. I'm old school, guys. I mean, Nate, you know it, and you know it. Hey, guys, when either going shooting threes or going to the rack, nobody pays a price going to the rack anymore. Guys, let's face it, nobody pays a price. Used to be, you come in there, you might leave with your head handed to you going to the rack. I mean, it's like it's like the NBA All-Star game. We just playing matador defense. I'm sorry, I'm old school. That's what I was raised up. Elvin Hayes and all those guys, and used to just you pay a price for going to the rack. Nobody pays the price anymore.
Man, you pay the price when
it's
your
disrespectful. Who wants to get teabagged by a 6'8" power forward? You want to get what happened to the Dennis Rodmans? What happened to the guys that are just going to take you down? The Karl Malones.
But I'm gonna tell you where they at. Okay, I'm gonna tell you where they at. Because one of the cats is from Rochester. They in Detroit, player. Isaiah Stewart ain't no joke, boss. Thomas Bryant, those cats, they don't have finesse games. They got old school, down low. LeBron James is probably scared of Isaiah Stewart. Yeah, I said it. That young boy will whip his ass. And I seen him go. I seen him back down from that young kid. He is a throwback to old school basketball. He don't care who you are. You're not coming in there with that nonsense. And he'll foul out. See, the Knicks don't. I'm saying basketball players don't use all their fouls. What do you got them for? If I can't hack you up, what I got the fouls for? To go look at the damn reverse the decision. They are so pukey with this, man. I'm sorry, gentlemen. I hate the rant and rave last segment, but Ryan and AD, the NBA and I'll keep complaining about this. They just get on my damn nerves, and I just hope those kids in college like Syracuse stick around to get the NIL money. Cayenne, keep the NIL money. It ain't no rush for you to come out there and go to the G League or sit on somebody's bench. Don't do that, son. And I know Carmelo was talking to his kid because they should be starting the brother. But he come off the bench, he's humble. He's humble. And I know it must be hard for Adrian Autry to coach while Carmelo was there. Come on, player. The fans is yelling for Carmelo. Oh, I was there. I'm like, what y'all doing, man?
He's
AD
always
is-
been the best with his kids. And of all the superstars, he's always played it to me the best. Not putting his kids too much in the spotlight
Yep.
and, not making them too inflated with their ego. I've always, big shout out to Melo.
Me too.
Love me
So,
some
so,
Carmelo.
so, so, what do you think about that scenario there, AD? It's like, let the
Well,
kid
I
come
mean,
along. Man.
well, here's the deal. I think the kid will probably stay there longer than Melo stayed at Syracuse, though. I mean, and I
Yep.
think let's face it, Melo probably has a realistic approach to the kid. I mean, Melo probably, he needed to come out because his family needs and other issues at that time. He doesn't have to do that now because Daddy has already set the family up.
Right.
He didn't have to do that now. And so, let these kids stay in there. Again, NIL money being what it is right now, and Nate, and you're absolutely correct. Instead of playing for the D League or something like that, stay in college, man. Go on and stay there and make that NIL money. Plus, you can get a degree. I mean, for those of you that are going to use it, at least you can have, get yourself close to getting a degree. Like in some cases, you can come back. I don't know if Melo ever went back to Syracuse and got his degree or not. I never heard if it did or didn't. But here's an opportunity for some kids because here's my whole deal. Don't let NIL be the only thing you get from these universities. Because you know what? Because that money will run out if you don't handle it right. Okay? And so my deal is take the NIL money, let that be your basis to set your family up. If you're good enough to do that, get your degree and come out and work it all in unison, guys. And if you are fortunate enough, blessed enough to be able to go to the next level and make more money, be like Gronk. Gronk said he has lived off of his endorsement deal. He hadn't spent any of his money he played while he was in the National Football League. Hooray for him. I'm proud for him, man.
But said that too. Michael B. Jordan. He said, "Hey, I bought my parents' house. We live in the house together. I don't know what you're talking about." So, and Keke Palmer said the same thing. She said, "I'm downsizing." Hey, Ryan, man, thanks for this week, man. AD, you got to come back, and we got to reciprocate. You got to get us on your show, Ryan. We'd love to come up here and talk.
Hey, I would love it, guys. Like I said, I'm heading out to Pittsburgh Monday, so I'll be there Monday. I'll be in Pittsburgh Monday night.
All right, and we got to get you maybe back
we'll
next
do, guys.
week to give us
Appreciate
an update on that. Right, Ryan?
Hey, let's go, man. I'm rooting for the Texans a little bit too, low key. So let's see what happens, man. It'll be good to have you back. Everybody, thanks for listening. Visit us online, Fox Sports Radio, WGO.com for all things What's Going On. And of course, go to our YouTube channel, What's Going On Sports. Simply type it on the YouTube search bar and it'll pop right up.
Hey, that's what's up. Until next week, me and the crew is out of here. Beep, beep. See ya.